From downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
I'm Nick Monticelli live on Detroit's east side. A dramatic gas station shooting as a guy was just trying to leave the parking lot. And we'll show you the video. It was all caught on tape.
You see the dull skies behind Nick, and on our sky cam, we have rain and thunder showers for part of the day, making it partly a wet Wednesday.
Plus, motive mystery. More questions than answers this afternoon as investigators try to discern what led to the Las Vegas gunman taking 59 lives. But we're seeing a pattern of meticulous planning before the attack. That story does top our news at noon. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Evrod Cassimy. Right now, President Trump is on his way to Las Vegas, where we're getting a much closer look inside the investigation into this killing spree there. New details about the suspect, a look inside of his hotel room, and these dramatic images from a sampling of police body cameras as those shots were fired. NBC's Jay Gray has been in Vegas since this attack on Sunday night. He joins us now with a closer look.
Hey there, good afternoon. Federal agents and police continuing their search for evidence in what is still an active crime scene over my shoulder here as we are learning much more now about their investigation. The President and First Lady leave Washington this morning, traveling to Las Vegas for the first time since the attack.
Well, it's a very sad thing. We're going to pay our respects and to see the police who have done really a fantastic job in a very short time. And yeah, they're learning a lot more. Hey, you guys, get down!
This video from police body cameras shows the frantic search to find the gunman and the rush to move people out of the firestorm raining down from the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Hotel and Casino. The first images from inside Stephen Paddock's hotel room are chilling. Just inside the blown-out door, a high-powered sniper rifle, one of 23 weapons scattered throughout the suite. Photos obtained by the Daily Mail show chairs filled with guns, spent ammo, and assault rifles scattered on the floor alongside Paddock's body. Officers say he turned one of the weapons on himself as they rushed in. Investigators have also uncovered multiple video cameras.
There were 2 cameras located in the hallway so that the suspect could watch as law enforcement or security approached his room. And there was another camera placed inside the hotel room door peephole so that he could see down the hallway.
Agents also met Paddock's girlfriend, Mary Lou Danley, at the Los Angeles airport. She returned to the U.S. from the Philippines overnight.
The investigation with her is ongoing. Currently, she's a person of interest.
Interest and information that's growing as investigators continue to search for a motive in the killing spree. And those investigators believe Danley could be a link to that lingering question of why. We know that Paddock transferred $100,000 to a bank in the Philippines. He also rented rooms in a high-rise condominium overlooking an even larger music festival a week before the attack here in Las Vegas. Jay Gray, Local 4.
And investigators now have found that a number of Russian-linked Facebook ads specifically targeted voters here in Michigan and in Wisconsin. Both swing states were crucial to President Trump's victory. Now, according to sources, many of the ads were highly sophisticated in the targeting of key demographic groups. Many of the ads were found to be divisive and anti-Muslim. The White House insists there was never a collusion with Russia. Our very own Rob Maloney is following this story. He'll have more coming up a little bit later right here on Local 4. Well, turning our attention to the forecast now, we have a wet Wednesday on tap. Hopefully everybody knows where their umbrellas are because I feel like we have kind of dodged raindrops for a little while at least.
It was a very dry September, and so we're hoping for a little wet weather today. Your grass and garden could use it, although the garden, for the most part, is over. Let's go. We are trying to load up our graphics here. I apologize, but Evrod, we're seeing an interesting switch in temperatures, and in addition to that, some wet weather from a front. So notice here that we have 77 degrees at Metro Airport, exceeding expectations, while it's 69 in Lansing. So a cold front and rain-cooled air responsible, but you can see this little pocket of warmer weather right over us in Wayne County. So that cold front sitting just off off to our north and west, and it is going to bring a difference in temperatures, but it's also bringing these showers our way. And lightning tracker is on right across I-96 out of Lansing here. This will be coming right through Livingston County shortly into Oakland County then, and there's another train of rain and thunder showers coming out of Kalamazoo that we'll watch here through the afternoon. Temperatures will be falling, spotty rain and thunder showers. By about 5-6 p.m. things start to improve for us, and more rain in the 7-day forecast in a few.
Alrighty, Brandon will be checking back in with you. Now to some dramatic footage from a gas station surveillance camera that shows someone opening fire on a young man in a Dodge Charger. That driver did have to be rushed to the hospital as police try to figure out who shot him. Our Nick Monticelli live on the east side for us with more on this developing story. Pretty dramatic video there, Nick.
It is. It really is, Everett. Good afternoon to you. The 26-year-old victim, most importantly, is in temporary serious condition. He is expected to be okay. The shooting happened right here on Gratiot, not far from Gunston, at a BP gas station. As you mentioned, all of it was caught on tape. The surveillance video from the BP gas station tells us a side of the story that we likely could have never known. And to be honest, it is fairly strange. Watch carefully as the victim is pulling out of the gas station parking lot to go south on Gratiot. He's in that Dodge Charger. Then, out of nowhere, a man shows up and starts firing into his car. The shooter takes off running, and the victim drives a little further, eventually crashing here at a different gas station not far down the road. But what caused all of this? The security video makes it even more puzzling. The victim shows up, parks his car, walks inside to buy a bag of chips, then he heads back out, gets back into his car and tries to leave before getting shot. No confrontation, no argument, nothing that we can see on camera anyways. The victim was shot numerous times in the face, forehead, and his right ear. So hopefully Detroit investigators can figure out what led to this. And speaking of, investigators are on the scene right now trying to figure out what is going on, trying to figure out what the relationship, if any, was going on between the two of them. If you were in this area, again, 1:45 this morning, Gratiot and Gunston on the east side, and saw something, you never know, just the smallest tip could help them solve this. We're live here on the east side. Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
We hope that somebody will come forward. Nick, thank you. Now we want to get to a developing story that we are continuing to follow. Detroit police need your help. They need your help to find the man who tried to rob a bank late last month. Take a close look at the person there on your screen. Police are saying that this man went into the Chase Bank on the city's west side on September 18th. This was around 1:40 in the afternoon. You can see here he walked up to a teller, flashed a weapon, and demanded money. Minutes later, the suspect took off, but empty-handed without any cash. Thankfully, no injuries were reported there. But if you do recognize this man, he does have part of his face covered there. Please contact Detroit police. A Michigan mom now gets jail time for not vaccinating her son. It was in a hearing last fall. Rebecca Bradow agreed to court orders that she would get her son vaccinated. Well, today, in a court hearing, she informed an Oakland County judge that her son still was not vaccinated, and she'll now spend 7 days in jail. She's a Ferndale resident, and she told the judge that she takes full responsibility for her actions. Today, testimony continues in the Flint water crisis, where prosecutors are going to make their case against State Health Director Nick Lyon, along with several other officials. Earlier, the former health director who first made Lyon aware of a possible Legionnaire's connection to the water took the stand.
If the hypothesis that the water was the source or the cause, then it would be reasonable to think that something could happen, that more people could be infected.
Nick Lyon is accused of involuntary manslaughter in the death of an 85-year-old man after failing to warn the public about an outbreak of Legionnaire's disease linked to dangerous levels of lead in that water. Residents in Puerto Rico now are continuing to focus on rebuilding after the devastation that was left by Hurricane Maria there. 93% of the island still without power this afternoon. And for areas outside of the capital, basic aid is just now starting to trickle in. On Tuesday, just yesterday, President Trump met with the families in Puerto Rico, where he praised the federal response.
If you look at a real catastrophe like Katrina, and you look at the tremendous hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that died, you can be very proud of all of your people, all of our people working together. 16 versus literally thousands of people. You can be very proud.
Still, that was 16 lives lost and families that are grieving. Today, the president, as we mentioned earlier, will arrive in Las Vegas. There, he will try to console those who were affected by Sunday's mass shooting. Still to come here on Local 4 News at noon, contested conservation, why the Trump administration's moves regarding an endangered species have environmental groups upset. Plus, trouble in the White House, why Mike Pence had to intervene in a dispute between President Trump and Secretary of State Rex Tillerson when we come back. Tensions between Spain and one of its richest regions, Catalonia, continues to rise. Within days, the Catalonian government is expected to declare independence from Spain without permission from the Spanish government. Late Tuesday night, the Spanish king, in a televised appearance, accused secessionists of, quote, fracturing society. On Sunday, more than 2 million people turned out, and officials say that over 90% of voters were in favor of a split from Madrid. Here a little closer to home, Secretary of State Rex Tillerson responds this afternoon to reports of his alleged disagreements and lack of confidence in the Trump administration. NBC News reported Tillerson was on the verge of resigning over the summer throughout policy disputes and clashes. The report indicated that the tensions came to a head when the president delivered a highly politicized speech to the Boy Scouts of America back in July, an organization Tillerson once led. Speaking to reporters this morning, Tillerson, however, vehemently denied those claims.
The Vice President has never had to persuade me to remain as Secretary of State because I have never considered leaving this post. I value the friendship and the counsel of the Vice President, and I admire his leadership within President Trump's administration to address the many important agendas of President Trump, both from a foreign policy perspective and a domestic objective.
Well, Tillerson went on to say that his comments to the president are as strong as they were the day that he accepted the offer to become Secretary of State. Richard Smith now, the former CEO of Equifax, faces Congress today, testifying about the company's massive data leak. We want to show you video of the hearing in front of the House Energy and Commerce Committee. This is a continuation of Tuesday's hearing where Smith claimed full responsibility for that breach, which compromised personal information for more than 145 million people. The Trump administration now announced that the Pacific walrus will not be placed on the endangered species list. And this is all despite claims by environmental groups who say a decline in Arctic Ocean sea ice due to climate change is an imminent threat to this species. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service says that they cannot determine with certainty that the impact will be felt by this species in the foreseeable future, which the service defines as the year 2060. All right, so to come here on Local 4 News at noon, the world needs our help. We'll tell you how you can give back with just one touch of your phone screen. Details on that coming up. But first, let's check in with Brandon.
Some rain and thunder showing up now with an approaching cold front, but it's scattered activity. It's not the rain that we need. We do have more rain on tap in the 7-day. It's next. Stay right there.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Today's headlines continuously demonstrate how others around the world need our help. And giving back can be as easy as one touch on your smartphone screen. Charity Miles for walkers, runners, or bikers tracks your walking, running, or biking distance, and it turns it into money for the charity of your choice. Johnson & Johnson's Donates a Photo app gives $1 to a charity of your choice for every photo that you share through their app. And the United Nations Share the Meal app is even simpler than that. All you have to do is tap the button and give 50 cents towards a meal for someone in need. It's very easy to give back, Brandon.
Well, that's a great idea, and good afternoon on a Wednesday. We're halfway through the week and tracking an interesting day that has been dull skies at times, a few showers, and now some approaching rain and thunder that could be a little heavier as we watch a little freighter activity down there on the Detroit River. It looks warm out there. It's 77 degrees. These southwest winds at 16 blowing in ahead of a cold front, and right ahead of the cold front, Also, some rain and thunder showers. You can see 4 Live radar with lightning tracker on coming right into Livingston County right now. And these will be tracking across with a decent downpour, very limited visibility. Be careful. Also through Oakland County and then parts of southern Lapeer, Genesee, St. Clair and Macomb County. But we're starting to see more of these showers along the cold front back near Battle Creek and Kalamazoo that are starting to fire up there as well. And so we'll continue to keep the chances for these scattered rain and thunder showers through about 5 or 5:30 this evening, and then things improve. But temperatures again have exceeded expectations with the cold front passing through, and any rain showers, these temperatures drop, and that'll be the case overnight. We're going to fall down into the low 50s, some of our suburbs in the upper 40s with a little bit of wet weather around. We're going to see some patchy dense fog, especially Washtenaw, Livingston, Oakland counties, into Macomb County as well, but it could be everywhere tomorrow morning, making things a little tricky for traveling early on your Thursday. But here's a look at the cold front now, and we continue to see moisture down to the south of this cold front that is going to try to pour in ahead of the cold front. It's a matter of timing as to how much rain we get, so we'll just keep watching this through the afternoon. The cutoff time still likely going to be between 5 and 6 p.m., so hopefully before most of your evening drives. There's a look at our computer model that shows 5:30 p.m. out of here. Overnight clearing skies, which means again fog and cooling temperatures. Some clouds coming into play in the afternoon hours tomorrow, but Friday the rain returns in a couple of different waves, probably the more steady heavy rains that we'll see all week. Saturday it's going to warm up, 75 to 80 degrees. Michigan State at Michigan, 7:30 p.m. A cold front in the afternoon, likely going to bring some rain and thunder showers to Ann Arbor again on Saturday, clearing out through the game. But scattered activity today, Evrod. Nothing happening tomorrow other than morning fog, and it looks like Friday the wettest of the next 7, which could linger into Friday night high school football.
Sounds good, Brandon. Thank you. Let's talk about today on Ellen. The queen of media, Oprah Winfrey, will be stopping by, and the pair are going to chat about being neighbors and even a stop by a local grocery store. Watch this.
Melons.
Melons.
Here. Hold one.
Well, we don't know if it's
hold
right
one.
or not.
Hold it. Hold it.
Come on. Come on.
And hold the other one.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me get a picture. Okay. Hold on. Oh, never get it.
I like fresh peaches too. Let's get some of those.
Okay.
Too hard.
Too hard.
Softer,
too hard.
Softer.
Oprah's touched all the peaches, everybody. Whoever wants a peach, Oprah's touched them.
Okay, here we go.
Who knew Oprah had such a sense of humor? It'll definitely be a fun episode to watch. Demi Lovato is also going to be performing her hit song, Sorry Not Sorry. It's Ellen at 3 o'clock, followed by Local 4 News, first at 4 with Karen Drew. We hope that you'll join us for that. So to come, we've got the latest on Las Vegas as we wait for President Trump to land there.
100.5.
All right, welcome back, everybody. As we await for President Trump and First Lady Melania to arrive in Las Vegas, they're expected any minute now. We do want to give you a live look. There is the runway. We're expected to see them at any moment. And while in Vegas, the president will meet with local leaders, first responders, and even survivors of Sunday's massacre and families who lost their loved ones there to offer condolences and support to the people who are grieving there in Las Vegas. That does it for us here at noon, everybody. We hope to see you again at Local 4 News 4, 5, and 6.
Have a great day. Grab the umbrella.